Hey everybody, Z Garcia here, and today I'm going to be briefly comparing Veleno, a game from Alex Randolph from the late 80s, to Tonari, a reworking or sort of re-implementation of a core idea in Veleno from Bruno Fedudi, but Alex Randolph is still credited on the box. Alex Randolph has passed away, but this game is certainly based on Veleno, so we're going to take a look at the two side by side, see some of the differences and some of the concepts that did carry over. So I'm always going to be putting the original game over on this side, the new game Tonari on this one. Having removed the lids, this is what we are going to find. I also went ahead and removed the rules, of course. Veleno has this small black and white rule book. Tonari has this large rule book here with colored illustrations in several languages. And that's largely it for Veleno. Not a lot of content there. This does come out, so that can be removed from the box. But you can play right in the box if you just leave it in there. Over here we've got a board that I'll show you in just 1 second. And then all of these tokens that are going to represent or sort of behave as these pieces did in the original game. There's also a boat in this one, a little ship token, a little wooden ship that you can see right here in the insert. And this is going to be represented on this board as this piece. The silver piece is the player's piece. They'll be moving that around the board, collecting the other tokens. The ship in this game takes the place of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the core ideas in this one and in this one. In Veleno, the players are going to take turns moving this silver piece into adjacent spots, taking the tokens that were sitting there. And at the end of the game, they're going to score victory points for all of the tokens that they have captured. The white stones are worth 10 points. All of the other ones are worth a number of points equal to the square of the number of tokens of that color. So 2 of them would be 4 victory points. 3 of them would be worth 9 victory points. And so in my hand right now, I happen to be holding 19 victory points. That's all there is to it. Tonari uses the same core mechanism as the other game. On your turn, you take the ship, you move it to an adjacent space, you take that token, the next player will move the ship once again, they'll take that token, and you'll keep going until the game's over. Most points wins. This is a bigger board. There are more tokens, and there's also a variety of tokens now. So these 4 tokens up here are going to be the same idea as the color tokens from the other game. You are going to score a number of victory points for these based on the number you have. It's not quite the same. It's not the square of a kind. It's pyramidal scoring, so you are going to get 1 point for the first, 2 points for the second, 3 points for the third, and so on. So these 3 green fish would be 6 points, not 9 in this game. You're also going to have several other kinds of fish that score differently, such as 5 points. Having a majority of these would get you 8 points, and so on. There are also negative scoring out here, so this one would lose you 5 victory points. And there are even action tiles out here, such as this one that lets you switch a fish token with another player, and this one that completely eliminates a token from the board. The look of the 2 boards couldn't be more different. The original has a very clean, abstract look. The new one, of course, has that nautical theme, which fits it really well. The starting spot in the original board is random, wherever that silver piece ends up. In the new one, it must be one of these 2 locations, as picked by not the starting player, but another player. They'll place the starting token there. So the boards are both very nice. This is hardy plastic. It holds up well. The new one is a regular board made of cardboard, but it's got some wonderful illustrations on it. The playing pieces in both games really are fantastic. The original quote-unquote stones here, these are plastic pieces. They are very easy to handle in the board. They feel good. They have a nice heft to them. They work out quite well. Very good bright colors as well. Very easy to differentiate the starting piece. The new ones are excellent plastic tiles. They have a little engraving on the back, which is not even necessary, but it's a nice touch. And then the fronts are screen printed, and they seem to be holding up very well. these look good. They have a nice splash of artwork on them. The ship, of course, is a very nice touch and fits the theme of the new printing of the game. And again, it'll be very, very easy to see where that piece is on the board. Both rule sets here are very interesting. This is the entirety of the rules in English, by the way, and this game lists 2, 3, or more players. The new printing says 2 to 4, so they do limit that at 4 players. And of course, the new one has a lot more varied actions. There's a lot more of possible reversals of fortune, that sort of thing. The set collection in it is a part of what's going on, and it is certainly the central part. That is how you score victory points. But there are also abilities in which you can use to take away points from the other players, change up the board layout, things like that. The original one is a much more pure collection game with knowing exactly what might happen at the end of your turn. You know the next player's possibilities completely. There is nothing that will surprise you necessarily when it comes back around to your turn. I do like both of these versions. I know some folks out there say that the white stones being worth 10 victory points feels overpowered. I haven't found that to be the case myself. You know exactly where they are. There is no moment in which you are going to be surprised by someone taking one of these. If another player takes one, then you had probably no choice but to let them have one of these. And then in the new one, of course, there's a little more variability, but they are both very much solid designs. I like the modern sensibilities in the new one, and I like the action tiles. They are not so wild and swingy that they are going to wreck the core gameplay of the game, which is very tactical. So there you go. That is Tonari, a fantastic new game from IDW Games, and Veleno, one of the versions of the game that it is based on. This has been printed multiple times. This one just happens to be the one that I own. If you want to see a complete review of this new game, Tonari, then check out my video for that, where I'll cover how the game plays. I'll give you some final thoughts and so on. But hopefully this gives you an idea of the inspiration behind this new For Duty design, and a look at both, sort of a passage of time, if you will, and some of the things that we are likely to find in modern board gaming. Thanks for checking this out, everybody. I am Z Garcia. I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com.